Have you ever seen your friends fighting over who gets the biggest slice of pizza? Or maybe who gets to go first in a game? Well, imagine if that little argument didn't just make your friends grumpy, but caused a whole war among gods and heroes. That's exactly what happened when one mischievous goddess decided to have a little fun. Her name? Eris. And oh boy, when Eris shows up, things get chaotic in the most epic way. So who is Eris? Eris is the Greek goddess of discord and chaos. That means she's basically the goddess of arguments, drama, and trouble. If there's a peaceful party going on, and suddenly everyone starts bickering, Eris is probably smiling somewhere. She doesn't carry thunderbolts like Zeus or a trident like Poseidon. Nope. Her weapon is something far more powerful. A golden apple. She's the sister of Eris, the god of war. Which makes sense, right? If Eris starts battles, Eris starts the fights that lead to them. But don't worry, she's not evil. She's more like that kid who plays a prank just to see what happens. Sometimes she just wants to remind everyone, hey, you can't have peace if you're pretending to be perfect. All right. Let's rewind to the most famous story of Eris, the golden apple of discord. Once upon a time, all the gods and goddesses were invited to a big fancy wedding on Mount Olympus. Everyone was there. Zeus, Hera, Athena, Aphrodite, the works. But guess who wasn't invited? That's right, Eris. She was not happy about being left out, so she decided to crash the party in her own special way. Eris rolled a shiny golden apple into the crowd. On it, she wrote just 3 words for the fairest one. Instantly, Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite all reached for it. Each goddess thought she was the fairest. They started arguing loudly. "I'm the queen of the gods," said Hera. "I'm the goddess of wisdom," shouted Athena. "I'm the goddess of love and beauty," smiled Aphrodite. The argument got so bad that Zeus had to call someone else to decide who deserved the apple. He picked Paris, a mortal prince from Troy. Each goddess tried to bribe him, and Aphrodite promised him the love of the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen. Paris chose Aphrodite's offer, and that tiny choice, all because of Eris's apple, started the Trojan War. See? One apple, endless chaos. Now you might be thinking, okay, but I've never started a war with an apple. True. But think about this. Have you ever seen your friends argue over something small? Like who gets the front seat or who gets to pick the game? That's a tiny bit of Eris energy. Sometimes chaos starts small, with a word, a joke, or a misunderstanding. But here's the cool part. If we learn to notice it early, we can stop chaos before it grows. So maybe the real lesson from Eris is, a little mischief can be fun, but kindness keeps things peaceful. Now here's the science twist. Did you know there's actually a real object in space named after Eris? It's a dwarf planet, just like Pluto, and it's one of the biggest ones in our solar system. Scientists discovered it in 2005, way out in a cold, distant area called the Kuiper Belt. And guess what? When astronomers found Eris, it caused chaos in the science world too. Because Eris was almost the same size as Pluto, scientists had to rethink what counts as a planet. That debate, the planet or not fight, led to Pluto being reclassified as a dwarf planet. So even in space, Eris caused a cosmic argument. Just like in the myths, It's kind of perfect, isn't it? The goddess of discord making scientists argue about planets. Let's imagine the future for a second. What if humans traveled to the outer solar system to visit Eris, the dwarf planet? It's icy, far away, and takes more than 500 years to go around the sun once. A spaceship going there would need new kinds of engines, super cold-resistant materials, and maybe even AI pilots that can handle the long, lonely trip. And here's the fun part. What if future explorers brought along a tiny golden apple to leave there, as a wink to the old myth? It would be a reminder that human stories and science always travel together, from ancient myths to future space missions. Maybe one day we'll study Eris not just as a myth, but as a neighbor in our galactic backyard. So, what did we learn from Eris? That even a little mischief can have big consequences, whether it's an argument among gods or a debate among scientists. But also, that curiosity and chaos can sometimes push us to learn, explore, and grow. So next time there's a bit of discord, take a deep breath and maybe smile like Eris. But use your power to make peace, not war. Thanks for listening to Myth Meets Science, where ancient tales meet the wonders of the modern world. Until next time, keep your curiosity shining, and maybe keep your apples to yourself.